Thousands of you have tagged me in this video, and no, it is not factually correct, so let's get into it. Yes, to an extent, there are underwater oceans, but it's not really what he's talking about. Basically, there are large reservoirs of water, but because of the extreme pressure, they're not even in the 3 normal states of matter. It's actually so pressurized, it's a hydroxyl radical. What that means, due to the extreme pressure, the water molecules are actually OH, and they're able to bind with mineral molecules called ringwoodite, and basically this is giant reservoirs of water combined with minerals. So there's definitely no organisms living in there, and even if it was, they'd be extremely small microbial chemosynthetic organisms. Because the pressure is so hot, it literally melts rock and creates magma. So don't believe everything you hear on TikTok, or at least take crazy facts like this with a grain of salt.
Here in Montreal, we've been finally getting some real summer weather, and I figured it was the perfect time to make some vodka popsicles. I don't drink, and I kind of hate the taste of alcohol, but I still thought it could be fun. The freezing point of 80 proof vodka is about -27 Celsius or -17 Fahrenheit, but my freezer can't go that low, so I have to use liquid nitrogen. It's taking longer than I thought it would, but it should eventually completely freeze. To get it out of the beaker, I just have to run it under some warm water. I now have a chunk of vodka on a stick, but it would be a horrible idea to lick it because it's way too cold. So instead, I'm just gonna try lighting it on fire. It's kind of sad though, because it's apparently too cold to do that too.
Crazy ocean pictures that'll give you thalassophobia. This diver decided to get an up-close and personal view of a massive anaconda, the heaviest snake on planet Earth. These things are endemic to South America, and they're absolutely amazing and terrifying predators. Call me crazy, but watching Jaws in an air tube at night in the ocean does not sound like a great date night to me, and you could definitely count me out of this. Submerged ancient whale skeletons look like the remains of dragons, and I cannot deny this is absolutely terrifying. Now, thankfully, there's no such thing as sea monsters as far as I know, but this would still make me cautious to get into the water. Ah yes, because who doesn't love an image of a shark deep down in the ocean eating a horse? Because nature just has no limits of how terrifying and disturbing it could possibly be. Something took a big bite out of this stingray and I'd rather not find out. This looks absolutely terrifying, and if I saw this wash up on the beach, there is a 0% chance I would ever get back in the water.
Are you looking for advice from a senior in college? Well, here it is. Go to a community college and then transfer to a 4-year school. You never have to mention that you went to a community college anywhere else down the line. I saved $20,000 in loans just by doing that. If you want to earn more money out of college and spend less money going to school, go to a STEM program. Have fun your freshman or sophomore years and then get serious. Your junior and senior years should be spent in internships or being part of the campus community in some way. Then you can get your master's and/or PhD degrees for free. Yeah, I said free. Yeah, if you have a decent GPA, you were a teaching assistant, a tutor, or had some research experience, then you're pretty golden for grad school. In fact, they'll pay your full tuition and give you a living stipend anywhere from $10,000 to like $40,000. Follow for more tips.
You're a lot more powerful than anyone would want you to believe, and that superhuman power that you're carrying around that you don't usually acknowledge is contained within your mind. I work with corporate executives and Navy SEALs on mind mastery shit, and so today I'm going to share with you the 4 easy steps to improve the power of your mind. The first thing you need to know is that your mind is organized into layers. The deeper you go into those layers, the more powers you unlock. Now the unfortunate part about that is that one of the higher subconscious layers of your mind is the one that creates all your emotional fallout, the inner bullshit. You need to break through that layer to get it quiet so that you can get to the other layers down below. Now to get your emotional fallout layer to quiet itself, step 1 is to understand how your emotions work. I got a bunch of videos on this online. I'm not going to cover that here, but it's a simple process, and after you understand that simple process, some magic of neuroscience occurs. Because just like going to therapy for 20 years, as soon as you understand why an emotion has risen within you, it shuts down and quits being a problem. Now the third step is to let plasticity do its work, and then step 4 is to explore the new toys of your mind that have opened up because you've silenced the problem children within your head. This is where you become a Jedi, and the powers of your mind literally scare you. You get used to them. You want to be superhuman? I work with superhuman people. You know you want to subscribe. You can unsubscribe later.
When you contract that muscle, it yanks.
Mine makes it a little hard. How cute. What do you do when you're completely stranded and need to make a fire before nighttime? Well, I'm here to help. The first thing you want to do is use your nose to sniff out the 9 volts, which are typically found in the bark of trees. Next, depending on your area, some native animals will hide their pencils in the rocks. Make sure you dig them up. Lastly, you need to look for the fully blooming native match plant. As you see here, that one's not fully blooming, but yes, this one's perfect. Now that we have all 3 necessary items, we take the lead from the pencil to short the 9 volt. Shorting the 9 volt will send a lot of current through the lead. The graphite does have some resistance, so combined with current will produce some heat, and this heat is enough to light the mat. Now we get to see another day, and we no longer need to ask the question.
I used to do these live streams where every time somebody did a big donation, I would write their name in Sharpie somewhere on my body, and I quickly had to learn that the best way to get Sharpie off of skin is sunblock. Comes off very quickly. Let's pretend that you're stupid and say that you accidentally draw a smiley face on your whiteboard in Sharpie. Okay, the best way to get this off is a dry erase marker. I'm just gonna cover this. I'm gonna do half to show you guys that this works. I'll just do the eyes. It comes right off. We have a marker that's like kind of dying out. You're like, oh, I should throw this away. Don't. You can save this with just a little bit of centrifugal force. Okay, just spin this over your head. It'll bring the ink to the tip of the marker, making it usable again. You just gotta do it for a little bit. All right, try this again. You can actually see it this time.